Dun, dun, dun. Beautiful. Hello, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris. And today on the Rock and Roll Podcast, we have Skyfever. And they've just released some banging new singles. They just come off of some rather exciting news that I was reading about where you guys got some attention, we'll say, in the States. And so we're going to chat about the singles. We're going to chat about what's coming up. Is it actually the end of the world? We'll find out here in a little bit. Right now I'm being joined by Matt, who's going to share this information. So Matt, welcome to the show.
Woo! What's the story, man? Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
You're lucky I'm actually here. I was just burying my auntie out in the garden.
Beautiful.
Next to the cat. Sorry, everyone. Private joke.
Private joke on a private jet joke. with Dustin. We're on Dustin's private jet.
Doing lines with Dustin.
That's right, and he knows where those dead animals are because he's part vulture. So he's always looking for it.
There you go.
Now I'm actually wondering if a turkey is part vulture, and I was actually surprised because, correct me if I'm wrong, it's an American or North American animal. Did somebody bring them back to Ireland? I was expecting you guys to have, like, I don't know, lamb or something for Christmas.
Well, do you know what? Don't turkeys fly?
I would have to check. I don't know that they...
Well, I used to always go to Boston, right? And they have wild turkeys all over the shop. But someone told me they sleep in trees.
I actually have absolutely no idea. Oh, well, hold on a second. There's a difference apparently between a turkey and a turkey vulture.
Right, there you go. See, unless they have ladders.
Oh, so a turkey vulture is a bird that flies. Okay, that explains the caricatures that I saw on Wikipedia. Turkey vultures are completely different things from North American turkeys, which are basically just like a really big chicken.
Okay. And are they wild?
Are they who?
Are they wild turkeys, these North American ones, or are these the ones you just kind of just eat?
Well, you can buy wild ones if you want, and a lot of people do. Different flavor. Otherwise, you just get the mass marketed ones. You know, they birth them 3 months.
What do you mean different flavors? Chicken flavored turkey, or?
Because farm raised turkeys are fed a different diet than wild turkeys. So wild turkeys are a lot leaner. They're going to taste good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And I mean, who knows what it's been eating? It's wild.
Yeah, exactly.
Wild, baby. Now, speaking of wild, when you say that, is this the end of the world without a question mark? I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Did you guys write this track about 2020, or is this kind of a coinky-dink?
Funny enough, maybe we jinxed it. We wrote this song last year, pre-COVID, in, I'd say, October. And we had the whole album kind of laid out. So I think as soon as we kind of wrote Is This the End of the World, the actual leading track, everything went downhill from there. Then we got kind of... we got kind of word then in November that the world was ending. So we said, shit, we better get this out as soon as we can. So, so it was all done last year, 2019. It was the whole plan, and then it kind of didn't really work out. I mean, we should probably be over there talking in person right now, but sure, here we are.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had an entire year booked pretty much in advance. Speaking of which, of bands like yourselves, big and small, coming through town and having backstage passes, and I pretty much just had to burn all of them by like March or April.
Hate that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
And speaking of, having a whole plan, take us through this year then. Did you guys turn it into a blessing? What's happened? Are we still expecting the album to be coming out? I mean, just take us through this year for you guys.
Yeah, so the album came out a couple of months ago, actually, and we've just kind of slowly been releasing a couple of videos. There's a video at the moment, actually, of Is This the End of the World live on YouTube. And we've just been throwing the music out there kind of every couple of weeks, new kind of tracks. At the moment, we have the single Americana Fame that we're kind of pushing at the moment. But people are loving it, and we're kind of... we kind of work mostly from Instagram, and we're noticing that we're getting a lot of fans, new fans every kind of day, kind of building. messaging us and just kind of loving the music, and it's pretty good. I don't know. It's kind of, we thought that this year would kind of be slow for us, but it's kind of it's picking up. You know what I mean? So it's kind of going well.
You gotta keep pounding when you're inside the Fury, baby.
That's it, man. You've been working on your puns.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, I mean, Americana fame, is this because you guys had received some notoriety in the States?
Yeah, well, Tyson, the kind of daddy of the band that started the band, he was over in Versailles, actually, where he kind of got some ideas for this kind of interesting song. And he followed up, he was in New York and he wrote it, then he finished it here in Ireland. But yeah, I'd say there was definitely inspiration kind of coming from this kind of little following we got over in North Carolina with the Panthers American football team. I was going to say rugby, jeez, thinking Irish. American football team, which kind of became their anthem, which was great. And actually, Alice Cooper was playing some stuff on his radio station, which was extremely exciting. So yeah, well, like, you know, we're kind of aiming to kind of get over that side of the world. And we always have since we kind of started. Ireland isn't the best for promoting its own kind of music, you know what I mean? You kind of have to be related. You kind of have to be related to someone famous in Ireland to kind of get noticed, you know what I mean?
You guys don't know anybody in U2?
We don't, unfortunately. We know a Turkey, but no one in U2.
We know Dustin, but no
Bono.
We know Dustin.
No Bono, unfortunately.
Not even Edge. Is there anybody? Who else is in the band? I don't even remember these days.
Oh, there's an Adam and there's... oh, geez, I don't know. Bono's the only kind of one you kind of recognize since he's always in your face.
Yeah. Well, and Edge and all of his guitar effects. He spends hours working on guitar effects rather than chords or something. I don't know.
Oh, Master Delay.
Yeah, even better than Joe Satriani.
I wouldn't go there. Oh, no, the Ed's good, you know. He had some catchy licks.
He did. Now, something that you had mentioned was, you know, really resonating with the fans, starting to, you know, become an anthem for a sports team kind of half across the world, as we could say. What is that like for you guys? And then going off of that high into a year like this, I mean, what do you do with it?
Well, you know, we just, like, as I said, like, yeah, so it was extremely exciting kind of getting this kind of stuff, and it really motivated us to just keep going. Because as you know, I don't know if you're in a band yourself, but it is really hard to just keep going when, like, you don't make much money off a kind of original band. I myself am in a cover band as well at the moment, which kind of, that's how you make your bread. Obviously, all the pubs are closed, but so that was all exciting. And then this hit, and we just kind of kept going. We just said, look, nothing's going to stop us. We just have to keep making music and just sending it out there. And just while we're on a break, we just have to make the most of it and just keep on getting some stuff out to the fans, you know what I mean? And just keep working. And sure, you know, it keeps your mental health going too.
Yeah, well, I mean, something that you mentioned there, obviously, is, you know, it's hard to keep going. I'm not in a band, but I run a podcast, so it's pretty much the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I sit in my basement and I record these interviews, and that's a lot of fun. And then we kick it out onto the internet, and then I don't know, it's just like endlessly sending something into a vacuous void.
Yeah, exactly.
I get some stats. Occasionally, I get a love letter, you know. But
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Exact same thing, though. These passion projects, why do we do them, sort of thing. And something that's come up a lot is we thought that everything was on the internet, but now that everything totally is on the internet, it's just kind of weird. You mentioned pubs are closed. So aside from, I guess, making music videos, are you guys doing like any live streams, any live Q&As? How are you engaging the fans?
Well, we keep in touch through Instagram and stuff like that, and throwing up kind of our live stories and stuff. But at the moment, see, we can't meet up to kind of jam at the moment, and we can't really do these live gigs. Now, in saying that, we're kind of, this weekend, actually, we kind of have some exciting stuff in the mix. We're kind of starting our next album, this weekend we're kind of be sneaking past the police if we can, because there's checkpoints all over the place in Ireland. But like, other than that, like, we can't really do much other than write songs at home kind of separately and send them back and forth and just seeing what kind of sticks out. And that's kind of it, like, until we can kind of meet up again and get things back running.
Yeah. Is there anything you can say about the next album, or you guys are just planning to have your first meetup session, so you guys don't really know much right now?
All the songs are written. Everything's done. So it's pretty unbelievable. Anytime we meet up, we write a good song. So it's like we probably have the next, like, after this album, we probably already have the following album finished. We just, the category is building up pretty much. It's kind of choosing what we can't have on the album at the moment. You know what I mean? But yeah, we have. So we're kind of in plans of the next album and an exclusive EP then for fans on our website. So we're going to get stuck into that now this week as we speak. The drummer Carl and bass player Dan of the band are actually working at home, kind of getting their drum tracks and bass tracks together for everything. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned an EP. Is that material that is from, is this the end of the world that just didn't make the album, or is this future material from the next album that's kind of like a teaser?
I'd say, yeah, future material. Yeah, there was a couple of songs were probably written a couple of years ago, but mostly, like, a lot of these songs that we have now are kind of songs we wrote straight after we kind of recorded Is This the End of the World? So it's all brand new stuff that is really fresh. But so it's kind of, yeah, exactly. It'll be a teaser and it'll be an exclusive kind of thing for fans that they can go through the site and kind of check out.
Okay. Now,
kind of some stripped back stuff. We're also working on some acoustic stuff.
Okay. Very cool. Stripped back, kind of acoustic. Are you then going to be coming out with full band versions?
Full band well, see, the acoustic stuff is actually all acoustic versions of the song on this album now that we released. So it's kind of all just straight black. Myself and Luke, kind of couple of guitars, maybe some mandolins. So, like, myself and Luke come from a folk background, so that's what we kind of have in our blood at the moment. It's kind of just pure folk Irish, and we're just trying these new twists on the songs and just throwing them out there while we're kind of doing nothing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's all content. You know yourself, just getting it out to the fans and just making sure everyone knows we're still alive.
Yeah, no, this is very true. Let's excuse my ignorance. Is one of the songs "Whiskey in the Jar"?
Oh, do you know what? I'd love that.
Because that is an Irish folk song, yeah.
It's an Irish folk song, yeah. It's every Irish gig I do, that's the song number one asked for. Have you heard? Now, which version are you talking about? Are you talking about the Dubliners, or are you talking about Tin Lizzy or Metallica?
Well, any of the three, but after doing some research on the song, I heard it was a folk song, and then there was, because I play the guitar, and there was years ago I got into classical guitar, and there was a book that I bought on fingerstyle. It wasn't necessarily classical, but it was fingerstyle, and there was, what was it, Greensleeves and Whiskey in the Jar. There was and there might have been a couple of others that were, I don't know if they're intended to be played fingerstyle, or if it was just like renditions of. So those just kind of like locked in my mind as, like, you know, these are actually folk songs, and they were just redone by rock bands. Greensleeves, I don't think was, but
it should be.
If Metallica did that, that'd be. You guys could do that.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that for you. No problem. We'll do that. Mm-hmm. That's our answer to you, Canada. Greensleeves rocked up. Beautiful.
Newfoundland just shit the bed right now. They're so excited right now.
We'll get Dustin to Turkey to do a version on Eurovision next year. Jesus.
Beautiful.
Oh, Ireland, your music sucks.
Oh boy.
But that's why, as I said, like, you know, like, that's what I'm saying. We have like a Turkey kind of like representing Ireland here. So that's why we're trying to get the fuck over there. You know what I mean? We're trying to get out of there. Help us.
Okay, so serious question, because obviously I'm not in Europe, so I don't participate in Eurovision, but I've seen it from a distance. I don't think it was going on whenever I've been in Europe, kind of thing. I think my wife has. She was there once while Eurovision was going on. She said it's a big thing. But there's the movie that just came out, Eurovision, where everybody's just kind of making
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, where everybody's kind of like making fun of it, and he's like, there's only this one guy, and then all the other people, they kind of make it out like a big douchebag thing. Is it actually like a serious thing? Like, are you guys like, oh no, a turkey's representing Ireland? Like, is it actually a big thing?
Eurovision is huge, man. I think like Ireland's won the Eurovision, I think 3 or 4 times. Like we were pretty huge in Eurovision, and it's a huge thing in Europe. Jeez, it's watched by millions and millions and millions of people all over the world, and not by myself now. I don't go near the shit, but yeah, it's huge. But like, it's just it. Do you know what? Will Ferrell like got the nail on the head. It's so accurate to what it really is. It's just cringe fest. Like pure cheese. It's just get the cheesiest people in the world and stick them in the one room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really surprised it's not big over there.
Nah, that I'm aware of. I mean, granted, French Canada is very tied to Europe still, so that might be bigger there.
Yeah. I suppose America down south has bleeding American Idol or whatever. Unless that's gone. I think that's gone, is it?
I have no idea. Yeah. Because I don't really watch TV or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're better off. Well, you can't watch it now because all you see, well, in Ireland anyway, is just the news of everyone just death this week, death. Someone died today, dead. Everyone's dead. Pubs are closed. They're never opening again.
I mean, they're closed and everyone's dead.
Yeah, they're telling musicians to retrain and get a new job over here. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess that's a good thing. That musicians are considered to be working. You know, that's a good thing.
Do you know what? Yeah, but they wouldn't admit that when you have to pay your tax.
No.
Oh, the full of shit. Yeah, it's a disgrace. Anyway, yeah, it's in a really bad way over here. But look, hopefully next year everything will be better. We'll be back gigging because, oh my God, I miss a gig.
Mm-hmm. Well, you mentioned you're in a cover band. Does that help or influence what you do with Skyfever? And then secondary to that, are you guys working with a production team or a similar production team for your next album as you did for this album that we're chatting about here?
Yeah, so the first question, well, see, so I like in the cover band, I play a lot of different music. So from rock, folk, pop, and it definitely, like, that mixture definitely incorporates into me playing and definitely into the music and the songs I write from my influences. And so, yeah, it definitely incorporates into that Skyfever. And the production team, yeah, so actually, one of the guys in the band here, Carl, he's a great engineer, and he's actually engineering our EP that we're going to be recording this week. And we have a guy, James Darkin, that recorded the last album, and he actually did synths and all that kind of stuff, and he'll be recording the next album. So we're kind of working close. It's a little family, you know what I mean? Everyone's working close together, so there's no outsiders, and it's a nice tight little shindig we got going on. So it's all kind of going to be the same. We all know what we're kind of doing and what we're working for, so it's a good vibe.
Mm-hmm. As soon as you said shindig, I thought of Family Guy, where they had got the argument. This here's a hoedown, shindig, hoedown, shindig. I love good family. Oh, that's all over now as well. No one can even make a TV show. Although South Park, I watched South Park's episode of the pandemic last week. That was pretty good. I'll have to check that out. I didn't know they were still producing stuff. I sound so out of it. I don't even know why I run a media program.
I know. Who am I talking to here? Where's John? Will you put me on to John, will you?
Would you put me on with John, please? This guy's an idiot. He's worse than Dustin.
You're okay. No, do you know what? You're better off not listening to all this shit because it's a mess out there.
It is. And interestingly enough, I typically don't pay attention to the news because I've traveled enough when I could travel to know that a lot of it's manufactured and weird and fake and whatever. Because I've been on the ground in areas where my parents call, hey, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, well, blah, 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 blah happened. Nope, it didn't. Standing right here.
Yeah. Did you not see the volcano erupting?
Did you not see it erupting? Nope, standing right here. Calm as can be. Was it a different volcano?
It's
somewhere
so
else?
true.
Other side of the volcano, maybe?
Yeah.
But this year, because...
You're dead right. You're dead right because the new, like, it's so much scaremongering going over here in Ireland. Like, you know, it's unbelievable. You have, like, old people just won't leave their houses because they're just shit scared. I'm shopping for my grandparents because they just won't leave their house. Like,
want to be buried in the backyard, Matt?
they've plenty of room out their own. I'll be over next week.
Yeah, it could be over next week. That's my prediction. Just kidding.
Everything.
My prediction is like a year and a half from now, and people are like, "Oh my god, are you kidding?" I'm like, "Let's just be realistic here. It's not going to be over at midnight at 2021." Like,
I know. Oh, it's terrible. Like, I mean, I seen this thing. There was a concert over in England a few weeks ago. It was an outdoor concert, and they had like these cages kind of separated. So you bought your kind of little area, 5 people that could sit in, and everything was just spread out. And I was just going, oh my god, if this is the future of concerts. We had drive-in concerts here. I don't know if you had them over here, but you park your car outside the stage and kind of Bluetooth your radio to the sound system. And it's mad.
I mean, it's kind of interesting here in Canada because for the most part, nobody's doing anything. But I have heard of some bands trying to do drive-in tours. And there has been here in Edmonton, I believe, there was a country artist who did a drive-in show. But it's not catching on because I haven't gone to one, but I imagine it's just weird.
Oh, where's the vibe, man? I'm sure if you're driving, you can't get pissed. Like, you know, you want to go to a concert and have a few beers. I don't know. It's just mad. I really hope it's not the future. I mean, hopefully, like everything, we can all just shoulder to shoulder next year, sweating all over each other.
Just sweat.
Yeah, just pure sweat, salty, leaving the place covered in salt.
Mm-hmm. Just you slip on the floor and you cut yourself because of all the salt.
Oh, salt on the wound. That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the last concert I was at the Bleeding Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was great. Just that. Mm-hmm. That was last summer.
Last summer.
There's a Skyfever song for us.
Yeah. Last summer. That'll be fantastic. You guys can make that song. It'll be like a melancholic song about how life used to be.
Back in the day.
Back in the day when pubs were open and people weren't dying.
Yeah. Oh, do you think when we're like 70 years old, we'll be going to our grandkids and all this like, you weren't there, man. You didn't see what we saw.
You didn't see the memes that were passing around on this thing called Facebook before it imploded and died.
We had to drink bleach.
We had to drink bleach and inject it into our veins. Yeah.
we were pushed around by a turkey. It was horrible.
It was horrible. Horrible. It was horrible. You weren't there.
You're terrible, Muriel. Oh, it's not that. You know what? Next year will be grand. Look at the Irish though, me hole. That does not exist. Look, whoever said look of the Irish was a thing was just full of shit. No way.
You just got to go find the clovers.
Exactly. And there's none because we can't leave our house. We can't find them. Oh, God.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's very unfortunate.
It is indeed. All right. Well, I believe, Matt, that we've covered everything. We chatted about a couple of tracks. The other thing we really didn't touch base on was the music videos. But if you are still listening in out there in podcast land, go ahead and go to today's show notes, www.therockmetalpodcast.ca. You can check out the music video for Is This the End of the World? There's also a link to Skyfever's Bandcamp, which is going to have some more information, as well as if you look up Skyfever on YouTube, they've got quite a few music videos. Stay in tune with everything Skyfever. We've chatted about what you guys have been up to, what you're going to be up to, Is there anything I missed, Matt?
I'm sure. Do you know what? I'm kind of blacking out here. All I can remember from this conversation is turkeys and Eurovision. I'm trying to take. No, do you know what? Like, just check us out on Instagram, Skyfever Music, and Spotify. Everything's up on Spotify, and just keep up to date there. And as you said, we have our music video on YouTube. Is This the End of the World? And our new single, of course, Americana Fame, which is also available on Spotify. And just keep checking in, and we have new stuff fairly weekly coming out. So it's all good. Just check us out on Skyfever Music. We're also on Facebook and all the other platforms. So that's everything I can think of anyway.
All right. Well, I'll stop recording then.
Oh, for jeez. Fine.